We start off by drawing our pretzel, which basically has two components. It has the kind of straight component, and then it curves, and then it becomes straight again. And what we want to do today is, in a progression, we're going to transform our pretzel, but in shapes that we draw separately. We're going to work with making it more and more slender and hard-edged, if you like, more and more straight. And then we're going to, after that, try and make it more and more curvy and see what the difference is. So here you really want to pay attention, because it takes quite a bit, depending on what type of person you are. Does your forms naturally lean towards becoming slender and quite straight, or do they naturally tend to be quite curvaceous and very curvy? So here, what we want to do is we want to try, and you can see already it's difficult. You know, this is slightly more slender than this. So I want to work on with that. See if I can make it even more slender. So I think that's fairly successful. And then I want to make it even more slender. So, you know, this space in between here is getting gradually small. I hope you can see that. And I'm also trying to make this bit here a bit more straight. So the next step might be to do something like this. So you can see I'm going quite slow. I'm not doing it, you know, in a fluid flowing motion. This is really about trying to play with the line. So if I want to make it even more slender, you can see now that space in here is really very narrow, but it is crossing, my line is crossing it still, the pretzel. It's crossing in three spaces. They're just very, very close together. And we can maybe make this even more slender still. So the most slender I think I can make this is sort of like this. Actually, it's maybe very close to that, but here you can see the 3 points where it converges, where they cross, is almost in the same place. So it almost looks like a little bow, but it's very, very narrow, and now it's almost difficult to recognize from the first one. So what I would suggest then is, if you get to this progression, then you can start working your way again with getting a bit more curve into your line. So then you work your way around and make it a little bit more curvaceous again. Here. And here. And here. Here we're almost back to, or it's maybe more like this one. So what I want to do now is I want to try and make this more curvy. So we want to lose some of the straightness here. And there's still a bit of the astral holding the curve that comes around here as well. So we're going to try and lose that a little bit, make it even more kind of curvaceous. So I'm going to continue up this way with doing that. So here we've got something that's even more curvaceous. I hope you can see that it's becoming more curvaceous. And what you can do is you can work with I hope you can see that although this maybe looks kind of more straight, it maybe just looks more straight because this is very rounded. It's almost kind of ball shaped. But this line I've curved as well, whereas it was straight here. and I've started curving it here, and here I'm curving it even more. So the very most kind of curvaceous one is maybe something like this, where it's almost a ball. And in fact, you know, you could draw the final one where it's basically, you know, you almost, if I was really close to this bit up here, it would almost look like I'm just making a ball here. So it is actually crossing. I've just moved the line a little bit, I cheated a little bit there. But I hope you get the idea. And what you can do, of course, is you can then go the reverse way back to this form. So this was number 1, and we then moved in this direction, where you would do towards the narrow, and then here you're beginning to again come in towards the curvaceous and the more shaped form, and then taking it the other way and really working it. And then what you can do is you can then say, okay, well, what's it like if I then move it back towards my, you know, this way. So you would then begin, you know, trying to make it a little bit more like what you actually want your pretzel to look like. And so you end up again with the shape which is more the ideal form, if you like, where you have your straight line that comes into a nice curve and then ends in a straight line. So this is like the end station here, down here, where you've got your final nice form, which is like the first one that you drew. So that's the form drawing for this week. I'll be back next week with a new form drawing exercise for you.